In 2025, Amazon sold more than $700 billion worth of products. Books, bananas, batteries, furniture, the phone case you bought last week. It is the largest store the world has ever built. And here's the part almost nobody understands. Amazon barely makes any money selling you those things. The store, the app you open, the boxes on your doorstep, is one of the least profitable parts of the entire company. The real money, tens of billions of dollars of it, is hiding somewhere else. Inside businesses most people don't even know Amazon runs. Once you see how it actually works, you can never look at that little smile logo the same way again. So let's take Amazon apart, piece by piece, and follow the money all the way down to where it really lives. Start with the part you can see. In 2025, Amazon's North American stores generated about $426 billion. Add another $162 billion from its international markets, and you are looking at the biggest retail operation on the planet. That number sounds like pure victory. But revenue is not profit. Revenue is just money moving through the machine, and this machine is brutally expensive to run. Warehouses the size of small towns, hundreds of thousands of workers, a delivery network of planes, trucks, and vans. Free returns that eat the margin alive. When Amazon buys a product and resells it to you, what's left after all of that is razor thin. Sometimes a rounding error above zero. If selling products was the whole business, Amazon would be an enormous, exhausting, low-profit company constantly running just to stand still, which is exactly why selling products was never the whole business. Here is the first hidden layer. When you buy something on Amazon, more than 60% of the time you are not buying from Amazon at all. You are buying from an independent third-party seller, a small business, a brand, someone in another country, and Amazon is quietly taking a cut of that sale. And not a small cut. First, a referral fee on the item, usually around 15%, just for the privilege of selling on the platform. Then a fee to store the product inside Amazon's warehouses. Then a fee to pick it, pack it, and ship it to you. Then, increasingly, a fee to advertise it, because without ads, the product is buried where no one will ever see it. Stack all of that together, and Amazon can collect somewhere between a third and half of everything that seller earns, without ever owning a single unit of inventory, and without taking on the risk of a product that doesn't sell. Amazon built the marketplace, filled it with hundreds of millions of shoppers, and now every seller pays rent just to stand inside it. It is, quite simply, a tax on commerce itself. Now the number that genuinely shocks people. Amazon is one of the 3 largest advertising companies on the entire planet, sitting right beside Google and Meta. In 2025, Amazon's advertising business brought in more than $68 billion. $68 billion from ads. And once you know to look, you see them everywhere. The sponsored products sitting at the very top of your search results. The suggested items on the product page. The brands paying to appear the instant you type what you want. Think about why that space is so valuable. On most platforms, advertisers are interrupting you while you watch or scroll. On Amazon, they are reaching you at the exact moment your wallet is already open and your decision is halfway made. There is no more valuable advertising real estate anywhere on Earth. And here's the beautiful part for Amazon. This money is almost pure profit. No warehouses, no trucks, no returns. Just software, quietly selling attention. $68 billion a year. From a business most of its own customers never even noticed existed. But the crown jewel isn't the store, and it isn't even the ads. It is a business that has absolutely nothing to do with shopping. It's called Amazon Web Services, AWS, and it is the single biggest reason Amazon is one of the most profitable companies in the world. Here's what it actually does. AWS rents out computing power, servers, storage, the raw infrastructure that other companies build their entire businesses on top of. When you stream a show tonight, open your banking app, order food, or scroll a social feed, there is a very good chance the invisible machines running it belong to Amazon. Somewhere along the way, Amazon quietly became the landlord of the internet. In 2025, AWS generated about $129 billion in revenue. But revenue was never the shocking part. Here is the shocking part. AWS produced around $45 billion in operating profit, roughly 57% of Amazon's entire profit for the year. Read that again. More than half of everything Amazon earns does not come from the store you use. It comes from a cloud computing business you have almost certainly never once logged into. So step back and look at the whole machine at once. In 2025, Amazon's total operating profit was around $80 billion. More than half of it came from AWS. A huge share of the rest came from advertising and those marketplace seller fees. And the actual store, the retail that every single person pictures the instant they hear the word Amazon, contributes surprisingly little to the bottom line. That one fact turns the entire company inside out. The retail business isn't really the product Amazon is selling. It is the bait. It exists to pull in hundreds of millions of shoppers, to gather unimaginable amounts of data, and to create the gravity that makes the genuinely profitable businesses possible. The ads only work because you're already shopping. The seller fees only exist because you're already buying. AWS itself was born because Amazon had to build that massive infrastructure for itself first. In the store, you were never really the customer. You are the reason the profitable businesses have somewhere to grow. And even now, we still haven't touched all the smaller streams feeding the machine. Amazon Prime, over 200 million people around the world paying an annual fee, locked so deeply into the ecosystem that shopping anywhere else starts to feel like a mistake. Prime Video, which now carries its own ads, opening up yet another advertising business on top of the last one. Amazon lending money directly to the sellers on its own platform, then collecting the interest. Amazon renting out its enormous delivery network to other companies. And the devices? The Alexa speakers, the Fire tablets, the Kindles, very often sold at little or no profit at all. Because the goal was never to make money on the device. The goal was to place one more Amazon doorway inside your home. Always listening. Always one sentence away from the next order. Every one of these does the same single job. Keep you closer, keep you longer, and quietly feed the parts of the empire that actually print money. So the next time someone calls Amazon an online store, you'll know that's only the costume. Underneath it, Amazon is a cloud computing giant, one of the biggest advertising companies on Earth, and a landlord to millions of businesses that have no real choice but to pay it. The products, the boxes, the smiling logo, that was only ever how it gets you through the door. And if this changed the way you see the company, good, because Amazon is not the only one built this way. Some of the biggest names in the world make their real money in places you would never think to look. We are taking every single one of them apart, one tear down at a time. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.